Let's move that Galador guy. There we go. Stay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Old Gray Bricks, which we are not as old. We are not as gray today. Oh, yeah. Give the hands. There we go.
Give the hands.
For those who are new, these are the minifig hands. So just there you go, Caleb. Good job. Good job. Spin them around.
There we go.
Caleb all of a sudden drops off mysteriously and never returns. Welcome, everybody, to Old Gray Bricks. We are excited to have you here on Thursday night. We have some new friends with us today and some friends who come on occasionally, but we've asked some younger folks to join us today for our discussion, our lively discussion today. We already have some friends in the chat, so let me go ahead and talk about them. Our friend Brahm is here talking about that he didn't have a dark age. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But there we go. Our friend Stever is here as well. Brick Bunnies is here from Canada, and Mr. Blue Sky. Hello, Mr. Blue Sky. And Brickman Mosaic Art is here. Oh, got some more folks. Brian's Brick is here, who is busy working. Brian could not join us. He's being the most responsible adult here today. John Ruby is here. Good to see you. Intinus, or Intinus, that's cool. Good to have you here. No dark age for that young man there. And actually, he buys sets older than we are. That's the way he is. So he would be the score outside of the normal score for us buying old stuff and new stuff. Statistically, he's weird. Mr. Blue Sky's here. Stever's here. All right. So we're glad you're here. Let's do a spin around the room and see what is going on in everybody's Lego room and Lego world today. Let's start with Matt. Matt, what's going on in your Lego world today? You're muted, Matt. Matt, you're muted.
Part census. Woo! We're counting all our bricks. It's still going on. There's really nothing new on my end. So, other than
nothing like thrilling the audience with a spreadsheet to start us out, man. Way to go.
You got to know what you're going to order for the next time the new bricks come on Bricks and Pieces.
I thought you were like grading papers or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was too.
I'm counting. This is counting bricks.
Do you audit monthly? Like, do you check?
No, once a year. I do it once a year. So it's been about a year since I did it, and I have. This is all to keep from ordering stuff that I already have, and I'm gonna place an order from Germany, and it's I'm already paying for the shipping, so I might order a few things I don't have very much of, but I don't want to order a bunch of stuff I already have. Anyways, nobody cares, but that's what I'm doing.
Maybe he's grading us.
Oh, hey, could be.
These are the ratings for Old Gray Bricks.
Yeah.
Are they doing this? Because anyway, so
no, they're
all right.
Like
and that's a check next to your name, Giddens.
Oh, was that a demerit for me? I'm sorry, I got.
Wait, what is that shark? Flashback. What? No.
It's the hammerhead.
What? That's a new hammerhead.
Hammer time.
That's a good one.
That's a really nice one.
It's a really nice one. I ordered 2 of the heads, and then I realized I didn't have any bodies, so I had to obtain bodies. So we can do dueling hammerheads.
You should give one to Thor. It's a better weapon than Mjolnir.
I don't know how hammerheads have babies, but anyways, on to other topics.
All right, let's see. We have also Jeff McElwee in the chat. John Rudy we mentioned, I believe. And Mr. Blue Sky's here, so thank y'all for joining us. All right, let's go right across. Maddie, what's up in your Lego world today?
Guys, something crazy happened. I went to the thrift store looking for some business casual clothing, and I ended up spending $40 on Lego instead. And guess what? This is super cute. Some little girl mashed together all of her friend sets into one epic dollhouse. You can open it up and look, you got the salon at the top. You got like all this stuff. But the bonus, and I like yelped a little bit, was this little Iron Man head. But when you lift up the face, it's one of those tribal people.
Yo, that's so good.
But anyways, this was like a really epic haul. I'm just going to just show you really quick.
Sure.
It was a whole bucket this size for $40, and like
whoa.
There was
UFO. Show up the UFO. There's a UFO in there.
Potter. Oh yeah, the UFO set. Look at this. It was $40. Like no joke. Boom. This
Flip it
guy
underneath.
then-
Flip it underneath. Let me see underneath it real quick.
Spaceship, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Maddie, the middle of that UFO, you see the little rubbery pointy
It's to
part?
pick up people, right?
Yes, it is. That was so cool. It's so much fun.
Let's try it out. Okay.
Okay, try it out.
We'll put a person on top of the house. Okay. Look at he's a little inconspicuous kid with a mustache. Oh no!
Oh,
That
you
didn't
killed
really
me.
work out, but I think I get the point. Super crazy
awesome.
because there was like all these like semi-complete sets in here and ships and just like random crap, but $40. Couldn't say no. Anyway,
It's a good score.
and my mom, my parents don't know about this one. I just like snuck it in the house. I was like, and ran.
There's a 12-step program for that.
I know.
Yeah, well, it's worse when you do it to your spouse. I'm just saying.
Well, anyways, thank you. That's it.
All right, awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, and that UFO line, I loved it, except for the ADU guys. They were all teal and they got boring. But what a great line.
Dark
All right,
Azure.
Dark Azure, whatever it is, I don't know. All right, let's go to Pink Wheels. What's up in your Lego world?
So I'm sorting white because I have to build that crazy white castle that my child has demanded me to build. So I've run out of transparent. Totally.
Ooh, I
Whoa,
like it.
That is awesome. Whoa.
It looks better that way.
Well, no, it's gonna rotate. See, I stole this off my husband's GBCs.
Who you may be the only person that can say that, you know.
Yes. And I got to figure out a platform because it's gonna go. This is gonna go on top of a platform, and then it's all gonna go in that tower.
Oh my.
Very nice.
That's crazy.
I've run out of translucent, so I have to go order stuff. And then,
Hey boys, by the way, let me just tell you something, Caleb and Mark. She was supposed to be, or she was highly recruited to be on your show, and she, you know, just circumstances didn't work out right. You'd have had that on the show. I'm just saying. Just want to say.
Brian can't build. Brian only can build in Technic, so.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but you know what though? The season was a lot of technical building.
Technic. So, and then I got these because our bulk lug that I had purchased these still haven't come in.
Oh, the translucent gray with purple in it or whatever?
Yeah, the satin black shimmery opalescent.
Satin trans black, yeah.
Yes.
Satin trans black.
And then I'm officially old. I had a birthday and everyone makes fun of me because this was on clearance back in the day, but I never watched Rebels until it was over. And so this was my birthday present to myself.
Nice.
Nice.
So,
Very cool.
I mean, who doesn't like Star Wars and Star Wars ripping off Studio Ghibli?
Awesome. All right. Thank you, ma'am. How is the young one? Is she doing all right today?
She's grumpy and upstairs playing Mario Kart.
Sweet. That is actually where half the people in this room would rather be. So
I was told she acquiesced after 6 races that I could come down here.
after 6 races. Okay, I'm going to be dad enough to admit that on vacation, Jake and I played Mario Kart a lot, and he beat me like a yard dog, man. I won maybe once or twice against him, and then it was like I was like, yeah, dog. But yeah, he beat me like it was terrible.
She beats me now, and
A
loves
rented
rubbing my
mule. A rented mule.
A rented mule? Is that I didn't. That's more of a Midwestern phrase. But anyway, all right, let's go to Mark, Mr. Lego Master Mark here. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. Not too much going on in my Lego life. I've been sorting for the past couple weeks. I've done about like 90 pounds only, and then it's like barely put a dent in all the stuff I've got over down there. Got a couple bins of it, so eventually get it all sorted so I can build some again. But until then, just trying to catch up from, because I needed to sort before Lego Masters, and then all that happened. This whole year has been a bit of a blur, and you know, one day
Yeah,
Good
good.
dream.
How are
Doing
things?
good, very busy.
How are things at Atlanta Brick Company? We're good. Good.
Booming. We're really into t-shirts now, so check out our website and get some, or come into the store and check them out. So.
This is not a sponsorship, but it could be. Just tell your boss that. That would be great. I mean,
Let them know.
do you want to show that shirt off?
Yeah, I brought this one home as a gift for someone, but
Ooh.
That's super cool.
I have several of the Atlanta Brick Co. shirts in my what do you call it?
Repertoire.
Repertoire. So I'm wearing.
So, what's the website we can? Is it on the Atlantic Brick Company thingy?
it's atlbrick.com.
So does that mean Fazoom gets a T-shirt?
I mean, I think we could work that out. We could definitely work that out.
we just did
I'm
a
gonna
live
intercede.
sponsorship.
Yeah.
I'm going to intercede here and say it's probably better to come to me because Chris's wife already has an issue with the amount of T-shirts that he has.
It's
I can
not as
tell
many as
really
the
bad.
one
Where
guy.
I have a separate section in the basement to store all my T-shirts. So it'll be a much better home. It'll be a much better home, Mark. You know it.
We
Ricksar
could
has
probably
more
do
T-shirts
more
than
than
Chris.
one t-shirt, so we'll let you know.
All right, awesome. Will, what's going on in your world, man?
Oh, I just got a brick and mortar of a bunch of trans dark pink. I want to make a giant crystal of it, so we'll see.
Very nice.
And I was going through my like non-production parts bin because I have a few trans pink things. Where's the good stuff? One sec. So this little window, right? I ordered a ton from one shop in Europe that has no idea that it's like a non-production part. So like, oh, it's like 10 cents. And then a bunch of trans pink 1x2 tiles, which isn't a thing. So
Ooh.
Did you
Yeah,
just get the
it's-
windows? Are the windows that
so the windows haven't been in any sets. None of these have. But yeah, no, it's fun. It's also like impossible to track that down, and it's always in Europe. So I'm like, well, I might as well spend way too much in that shop because shipping's already too much, and make it even, right? So
I
Cool.
tell myself every time I order from Burkina that, hey, I'm already paying €20 for shipping. I might as well make it worth my time.
yeah, I've been using them too. That's where I got a bunch of stuff.
As much as we used to talk about Burkina, and now you bring it back up, they have never, given us any love or advertising or anything. So I'm just saying. Let's see. We've got some. Actually, there's some folks talking about the shirts, by the way, from Atlanta Brick Company. I was sitting by Brian, and he won. I did not win a shirt. And Jeff is asking the same question as I am. Big guy shirts. You got big guy shirts there. I hope so.
3XL, not big enough. Maybe not. I don't know.
3XL.
Oh, look
There
at
you
that
go.
fabulous shirt. Do you see that fabulous shirt right there?
That's another one.
That's very nice. Good deal. All right. So, Will, it's good to have you here. How was which con did you just go to?
It was BrickCon.
BrickCon. Okay. How was it?
Oh, I also have my the good loot that I picked up.
Oh, show us a loot real quick. Yeah.
I didn't spend that much time.
No,
So
you're
we
good.
got the Team GB boxer.
Mm.
It was $20.
Gee
The
whiz.
cheapest one in the continent on Bricklink is in Canada, and it was $40. And then there's one in the States for $50. I'm like, yeah, no. But then that was crazy. Then there was the whatever you call it, the
Anubis.
Anubis. Yes,
Anubis.
he was $6. His leg is pretty messed up in the back, but I just want the head, and the head's worth that. And then for $25, I got a perfect condition chrome stormtrooper,
Ooh.
and those guys
nice.
are fun.
I was gonna say $25 for a good condition is you made out.
Oh yeah. I also got some Bionicle piece that no one would care about, but it was really
Correct.
cheap. So yeah,
Ooh.
exactly.
Awesome. All right, good deal. So I'm glad you had a good time. One day I would love to get out there and go to a West Coast con. That would be amazing. All right, Mr. Sandlin. Let's go to Mr. Sandlin. How are you today?
Hello.
Hello.
I thought it was funny that you said which con because Will pretty much grew up at BrickCon. Like
I did grow up at BrickCon. I've been in like
I'm pretty sure
I've
that
been to every single BrickCon.
you have, because the photos that I have of BrickCon 02, I think there's a stroller with you in it in the background. Like it's
That would have been my little brother. I was too
Was
old
it?
for the stroller.
oh,
Yeah, we didn't have the 4-child stroller. At that
you were
point
probably what
anymore,
5 or something at the time.
Yes, I would have been 5 at the time. Barely 5.
So, so I got a bunch of these, the droid little greebly pack things from Bricks and Pieces. So I was just sitting here noodling around with them, and I made a kind of a bot out of them. Just sort of stuck a bunch of parts together, and now my son is over here. Small Paul, what are you making?
2 robots, actually.
Okay,
One
can you
is-
bring him over here real quick and show everybody? Okay. We're both making bots tonight. That's what's going on at this place.
Nice.
So I've got Destroy Bot. He's got his flamethrower. All right, here's what do we got, Small Paul? Show. You got to hold
Quality parenting moment. It's quality.
I got the Slicer bot.
Slice
He has 2 ginormous, like, swords with spikes on them.
Does
And
he do
then the other one
sandwiches?
is Blastoid.
Oh,
He
yeah.
has, like, 4 guns and 2 down here, and then he just floats with a little thing.
Are they Blacktron? Because they're the right colors.
No.
Well, they could be. No. Oh, okay.
No.
Dang it, I tried.
These are the eyes on this side.
Well, that's
and this
because
is
they
its
were
one eye.
they were this is Robo Small Paul that was making his army of bots to take over the world. So hey, where's regular Small Paul? Where'd he go? He's busy. He's in a helicopter, I think.
Is he busy? Is
Yeah.
there a new dragon of the week by any chance, or are we dragoned out?
Do you have any new dragons? There we go. There's Small Paul. He's got an
Dragon
agent's.
of the week.
Has he been recruited by the agents? That's awesome.
He has, yeah.
Sweet.
He's been upgraded. So yeah, that's all of our action right now. We're
And
just
that's where he works.
we're making bots and stuff.
Awesome. All right.
Probably.
All right, let's go to Dana, and then we'll go to our new guest here. Dana, how are things in your Lego world today?
I'm tired of the rain. Let's just put it that way. But not that that has anything to do with Lego. I am up to, as we've been sitting here chatting, dark brown, and that makes 31 habitats in monochrome. So I got 9 more to go. Chris Campbell, if you're out there and you're listening, I need to get those minifigure heads from you, or the old gray and old light and dark gray. So I think those will probably be next on my list to do. Other than that, I know I saw Ant Bandit down there. I'm about halfway done gluing Mario together.
No. Who's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Italian plumber. Italian plumber.
Thank you very much.
And then I didn't realize I had like this little bag of dark brown, and I was still able to make this habitat. And I'm really mad that I didn't get to use these. And these are for you, Mark.
Hey,
Dark brown castle turrets. These are pretty slick. I have no idea where I got 2 of these from, but
Are they from?
next to
Nexo Knights, probably from
I
Nexo
thought they'd
Knights.
be from Chima.
Nope. I'm pretty sure they could have been Chima too, but
Might
They
have
use a lot of dark brown.
I might look it up real quick just for my.
Nah, I think they came with Trolls Mountain Fortress. That's where I got mine from, I
You
think.
know what? I remember in a bulk buy that there was the fortress minus the figures, so that would make sense. That's probably where it came from, in the dark brown.
Look at the
Mark's looking
man.
it up.
The new guy throwing down the knowledge. That's awesome and everything. And we will get to our old gray set of the week at the end today. But we also want to welcome I got everybody, right? Yeah. Got everybody except for our Naz, our first time. Oh, so welcome, Caleb. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for being young on our old man show. So that's
My
awesome.
pleasure.
I asked Mark to just pop you an email today, see if you were available, and he said you were, and we're excited to have you here. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to get on with our today's topic.
Yeah, most people know me as Caleb from Lego Masters. But in my normal day-to-day life, I am very much a castle builder, big Harry Potter fan. So currently my Lego life is pretty sad. I just moved, and so I don't have a whole lot of Lego on me, which is really sad. I have some MOCs, but that's about it. My brother has all the Lego, dang it. But yeah, I'm a castle brother. I have to rub that in because the ex-castle bro Mark is
Yeah.
Let's talk. Oh yes, let's talk about that. I'd love to.
Fight.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So have y'all thrown that weight around a little bit? Have y'all, have you given him his updo, that can come up?
I do my best. We've had some fun with it, I think, Mark. Is that safe to say?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. So no. Now here's an important question for you and Mark sitting here. You said you're a castle guy. Caleb, what is your opinion of Nexo Knights?
They took two of the greatest things, space and castle, and combined them, and it was infinitely worse. So go figure.
High five.
Oh, you make us old people sad. Some of us old people were like, that's pretty neat, but it's excellently fun to rub it in Mark's face a little bit that we kind of like Nexo Knights, and he absolutely hates it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Show this. You got to show this.
Oh, geez, what is this?
This is signed by Stephen and Mark.
Taking this to my grave with me.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there a kid dressed up in a Nexo Knight costume at
Yes, I saw that in the
the
picture.
finale viewing?
Yes. So one of our employees had convinced her son that I love Nexo Knights. I got him to dress up as a Nexo Knight, and I didn't have the heart to tell him that I hate Nexo Knights. So I'm like, "Oh, good job, buddy." I'm like,
That was the plan all along. That's exactly what the mother wanted.
And I love the fact in that picture they're both wearing space shirts. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, right. All right. So, and then the last thing, Caleb, before we get started, how does this make you feel?
Oh, that's a little stressful. I don't like seeing that. Maybe now's the time I'm going to leave.
I know there'll be plenty of time for that later. But anyway. All right. So, Matthew, I think you were the one in our discussion that we're talking about the topic a little bit. You want to mention where and what you were talking about as we get to our discussion tonight about Dark Ages and stuff like that?
Yeah, so Lego put on their YouTube channel their recent video meeting with the Lego Ambassador Network, LAN. So if you're interested, you can watch it. Some of it is more interesting than other parts of it. But one of the parts that sort of caught my ear was a discussion about, with the rise of sets targeted at 18 plus adult builders, will we see fewer Lego folks who grow up with it as a kid have a dark age? Will they not ever have a dark age? So most of us, the Fab Four, we're all like in our 40s and 50s, except for Chris. The rest of us, well, I don't know. Mark, did you have a dark age? The rest of us all I certainly had a dark age of like 3 decades. So that's pretty normal if you talk to AFOLs in their 30s and 40s to have a dark age. But will that be the case with all of these sets targeted at 18 plus?
Need something?
I think you guys all know kind of some of my backstory where like I grew up playing Lego here now, right? But I never got gifted Lego sets or anything like that. And then when I became an adult and I had some adult money, I bought one Lego set and then it sat in my closet for 5 years, right? And honestly, all these new 18 plus sets aren't piquing my interest. Like Winnie the Pooh came out and I was like, like Sesame Street came out, like, the truck came out, I was like, the typewriter, I was like, What was piquing my interest were the sets that I remembered from way back when, right? Like, and me trying to obtain like the Harry Potter sets from the early 2000s, not the new sets that are currently out. But I think that's different. I think that other young adults might have a different, I don't know, say on that.
Speak up, y'all. What do y'all think? Tell me about maybe. I mean, yeah, I didn't have a dark age, but and
I want to know where the boat people are, because I don't know who the heck is gonna buy that.
Okay, side moment here. The Titanic set, which is also part of this. It's 18 plus set, fabulously expensive, a very neat looking set. But yes, are there enough nautical fans that are going to want that set to make it like popular? I don't know. What do y'all think?
My other point is my daughter is actually going through a dark phase right now. She is more interested in Mario Kart, Minecraft, Animal Crossing, and she started Pirates of Barracuda Bay. I'm looking at it, and we have 2 palm trees and the skull, and that was 3 weeks ago.
It's such a good set, though.
That raises the question: how long does it have to be to count as a dark age? Is it a month of dark age?
Well, she's been on a steady decline. Like, we have a huge backlog, and I told my husband flat out, I'm like, we're not buying her any more Lego because she hasn't really built anything in like 3 months, other than getting started on the Pirates of Barracuda Bay and I think 1 small friend set. So I worry that kids that did it a lot, they might still have a dark age just because they might overdo it.
Well, one of the things that came up in the LAN discussion was that obviously there's a whole bunch of stuff targeted at a variety of age ranges under 18. And we now have a lot of stuff that's targeted, frankly, at, my generation, Gen X, nostalgia sets for TV shows and movies from the 80s and the 90s. And one of the commenters on the LAN said, if there's an age demographic that Lego is kind of neglecting, it's the 20-year-olds. Like, that was their argument, was there's a little bit of a lack of. And then somebody said, honestly, the UCS Republic Gunship was probably the closest thing to a big set targeted at people in their 20s who grew up with the Clone Wars being their Star Wars initial movie experience. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
All right. Well, when you said that, I saw all 3 heads at the bottom, the 20-year-olds going, So are you guys, are you guys being served by the 18 plus? You should be right in the target of that. Are you guys being served by that 18 plus? Why or why not? Y'all just go ahead.
I have a ton of things to say, but I'm going to let these guys talk first.
He's warming up the chainsaw.
well, back to the Titanic real quick. Like, I want to buy it, but I also have the Lego employee discount, right? So, like, I can't really say how that goes for, like, your average, like, person who's going to buy something like that. But it actually looks pretty cool. But at the end of the day, like, I'd rather have a castle, and it's a giant boat. So
but it was an engineering and humanitarian failure.
Oh my god!
The set needs to come with an iceberg so you can sink it, but
Yeah, everybody's making an iceberg. Everybody's making a Jack and Rose little piece of 1x1 or 1x2 with a little figure on one and one in the water or something like that. Everybody's going to be doing that right now. Okay. All right, Caleb, talk to me about the 18 plus line. How does it affected you, or what's your opinions and everything?
Yeah, there's been like a handful of the 18 plus sets that have caught my eye. But nothing, you're right, like the TV show sets don't appeal to me because it's not the stuff I grew up watching, right? But here's the problem. Like, the stuff that I enjoy watching, just a few years ago is like Game of Thrones. That's never going to come out in a Lego set, right? The stuff that our age group likes goes completely against what Lego stands for, and that's part of the problem. They got to find some safe thing. And like,
what about Adventure Time? What about the Adventure Time set?
Oh, it was just one set, bro. It was just one set. Like, I was hoping that they would do like Jake's Treehouse or like Marceline's, like, like they could have done video with Marceline's band or something, but none of that.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, if they did Pokemon, I'd be all about that.
More of the gaming
like
stuff. Yeah, it's exactly where they could get us, but that's difficult again because a lot of those games are kind of right on that line. Like, is this okay for Lego to produce or not?
What about Overwatch? Was that a game you played?
What's that?
Overwatch. Did you play that one?
No, I did not. I'm a Minecraft boy, so I guess they got me there. But most people my age aren't playing Minecraft like I am, so that's part of it.
Yeah.
But I guess the thing that does appeal to me is like, again, castle, but like rehashing some of those old themes, like bringing Harry Potter back was huge for me. You better believe I'm picking all those up. Things like that.
What do you think about the Creator 3-in-1s that they've been doing? Where we got the bay or the ship that you can build. You can, of course, the medieval castle. I mean, does that appeal in that genre? I know it. I mean, I know Mark, and I know your castles in general. But does, like, if they did other themes and other rehashed other themes, like if we got a Rock Raiders 3-in-1, or if we got something along those lines, what do you think?
Like if they brought back, power miners, like that was my bread and butter a decade ago, right? Stuff like that would appeal to me more, but obviously that doesn't have the huge wide appeal that they're probably looking for. So, like, yes, I'm definitely on that nostalgia grind right now, where I'm trying to get all the early 2000s Harry Potter minifigures and stuff like that. That's where I'm at in my Lego career. And so I think if they want to retain the 20s audience, that they have to go back to our childhood, how we grew up with Lego, because that's what's interesting right now to me.
I'm going to throw something else out. Jack Stone is the next Galador.
No, it's not, because it's not weird. It's just dumb. Galador has that, like, it's kind of quirky, it's kind of weird. And then there's actually some Galador guys that are rare and hard to get, which I've acquired one of those. But, like, Jack Stone, like, who wants a guy who doesn't match system, who you can't pose? Like, the advantage, if you can say Galador has any advantage, which is probably a lie, is that, like, you can pose the guys in, like, some weird, funky manner. But, like, your Jack Stone dudes, what are you going to do with, like, posing them? Like, your limits are the head moves back and forth and has some stupid expression, and your arms are, like,
you mean,
like, and that's what you got. But the hands don't even tilt.
Will, have you seen a normal minifigure or mini doll?
Yes, I have.
Just saying. They do the exact.
But you can change, like, different parts of them, whereas all the Jack Stone people are just stuck. Like, that's the dude. You can't switch the head.
I'm getting Tony Stark vibes.
Oh my gosh, I love his little goatee thing.
That's one of the burglars in that the VHS video about it. Yeah.
It looks like Dante.
The thing that makes Jack Stone weird is the noses. They have those noses, and it's just weird.
The thing you could do with Jack Stone is walk around a convention and leave them on other people's mocks. That's what I've learned.
That's a good point.
I think that's Moto's calling, isn't it? Isn't that what Moto does?
At Brick Fair, Virginia, I had 2 of them appear in my mock. So
I guarantee. Was Moto there?
I don't think so. No, he was not there.
Because I think that's new. I just think that's a new thing that Moto came up with, of leaving Jack Stone figures in people's mocks. So.
Well, didn't he get like a huge lot of them for like $15? He got like a gallon.
Yes, he did. He got like 50 of them or something crazy.
I'm gonna
like
spread them around.
I mean, that's what I do with sheep, right? So, like, you know,
that's just where's the flex? Where's the flex? Come on, Chris.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't.
We don't want to know.
This is what I get for dealing with the shoddy production crew.
It is.
So if you go to actual Lego Land in anywhere, the stores all have a swap board. I would give my daughter like these mismatched Chima figs to go on the swap board to swap out, and she'd get like a brand new CMF. So for a while, if you went to Florida, the Florida Legoland, there's a lot of Chima available on the swap boards.
Mismatched Chima.
Mismatched. It would be like a city policeman with a Chima like hawk head. Wait, you have to have headgear.
It's actually funny to go to Legoland, Florida, and realize this new Lego Movie Land actually is just painted over Chima, because they had the Chima Land. They're like, then they just paint over everything, and it's now the Lego Movie 2. But there is a Benny spaceship you can climb in, and that's pretty amazing. So, all right. So, and back to this topic. So, for those of you, so the 18 plus almost sounds like it's more 40 plus. Would be kind of agreement. What would make some sets in the 18 plus line? We've talked about a little bit. What would be some more sets you guys would want to see? And then Mark, I know you got you're busting. You got stuff you got to talk. So what would be some amazing sets as an 18 plus that would appeal to those 30 and under, 20 and under?
I think it's not only the theme. I think it's also the price point. You know, like, you know, sometimes I look at, you know, like the truck. I was like, okay, the truck is kind of cool, like whatever, is a Ford truck. But I was like, I'm not gonna pay $150 for that. Like, and then same with the typewriter. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, and then when you actually go to see it in the store, you're like, oh, it's kind of small. Like, oh, like not to be like, oh, like bigger is better, but I think a lot of kids, not kids, like 18 to 25, 30-year-olds who are trying to get back into the hobby, when they see the price point above $100, they're like, oh, wow, like that's a shocker. You know?
Well, the 50-year-olds and up, they do that the same thing. I'm like, dude, that's dinner out with the wife right there. Okay, I'll buy it. But anyway,
isn't that the advantage though of doing some stuff in Creator? So like the Creator Pirates and the Creator Castle, from my impression, the price point isn't exorbitant for those things that are showing up in Creator. What do you think about that?
But then it's I'm gonna say this, like, I have a brother who's gotten back into the hobby and he's 20, right?
Right.
And he was like, oh, I just want all the Star Wars sets, right? But then he was like, oh, dang, like it's $200 for the Republic gunship or whatever. I'm not sure how much it is. But then we were like, oh,
$350.
like, okay. And I was like, Matthew, like, why don't you get like the castle set and build your own thing? He's like, I don't want to do that. And the castle set looks lame. Like, you know, like, so a lot of these kids also aren't creating outside of the box. They just want to build the box set. So they're looking for that set that's at their price point and in the theme that they want. Right? I don't know. Okay, I'm done.
Well, before Mark goes on his tirade, I do gotta just emphasize Nick's comment earlier that it's not a price thing; it's a life thing that causes a dark age, or other hobbies or other interests, or I don't know, college girlfriends, gas money, going to work, paying for gas and insurance or the car, that really created a dark age for me. It created a dark age for me in comic books for a while too, just because I just didn't have the funds. But all that also being said, now we're also adding into this: are we buying sets, or are we buying sets for pieces because we want to build something we want to build? And that creates a totally different demographic, even within the Lego community, because even as adult fans, we know that we've got AFOLs who they don't build anything but sets. They follow the instructions and they build them. And I think that's really where the 18 plus market is targeting. It's not the 18 to 20 somethings. It's the 30 to 50 somethings who are like, oh, I want to build this set with instructions. Us guys who had Dark Ages who came out, we're not only wanting to build sets, even though we do, but our passion is building something other than sets.
Yeah, and Rudy said this is a lot of, for people our age who got back into it.
Yeah,
it was the Lego design. It was Jack Stone and that kind of stuff happening. We're like, we can do better than this. We did better than this long ago, so we want to do it again and everything. And that's it. All right. Yeah. So all right. So to these guys, Kayla, what would be something you would want to see in an 18 plus set that would just like boom? I'm putting $50, $60, $70 down on that immediately.
Well, I think Dana did bring up a good point about like what I look for in sets now. Because, okay, taking Harry Potter as an example, we have the new Hogwarts Icon set that came out, and that doesn't appeal to me at all because it's a display piece. But I totally picked up Diagon Alley day one for the figures and the parts. And you better believe the whole thing is parted and sorted out. And that was the end of that. Even though it was way more expensive, it was just so much more appealing to me. I do like those. I don't aim to display anything. And maybe the longest a kit will last is 6 months before I part it out. So I am looking for interesting pieces, interesting figures, and stuff like that.
I got you. All right. So you're an old soul like us. That's good. That's good. But would there be anything that you would want? I mean, because I'm that way, but now I've got the Saturn V sitting over there, and I'll never take that apart, even though I want another one for parts, right? Because that's an amazing thing. But it is a shelf sitter now and everything. Is there anything that you would like, boom, build it, shelf sit? That would be it.
I do have the Saturn V put together, and I've had that for probably 4 years. So there are a few things like that, right? Something that's just clean, can stand by itself. And that was a good price on that model too. You know, it had everything you wanted, right? It wasn't ridiculously expensive. It was super desirable. I think part of the appeal there is that it looks like a mock, and that's why I feel like it's okay to display, right? I'm trying to think of, like, even the modulars I've always loved the modulars too, because they are a great display piece. They don't take up too much space. The rocket, the rocket takes up a lot of space, don't get me wrong, but it's beautiful and it's worth it. So something like that.
We're gonna start calling the Saturn V the Space Titanic from now on.
Space Titanic, I like it. But I would love, I guess the closest thing that they have now to something that I haven't bought but would buy is the blacksmith shop, because that's like a good size display model. Appeals to my interest. I love the structure. It can stand by itself, right? It's not a kit. It's not so much a play set, right? It's a kit. It's not a play set. Like, that's what I'd be looking for. I guess the botanical stuff is pretty good too, right? That makes sense, when I'm decorating a home or something like that. It works.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. All right. Okay, Mark, you look like you're twitching an eye there.
You've been very good, by the way. You've been
so nice. His camera, he's not knocking his camera's not. He's like, I can turn this off before I go, and so he's been building up. So go ahead and give us your go ahead and rant, man. Come on.
All right. I hope my camera lasts this long. It's been cutting out weirdly throughout the evenings. Hopefully, it stays for a few minutes. Oh, wow. I thought you gave me a heart attack. Okay. Yeah. First off, great points by everyone. Like, price point, college, young adults, they don't have, $300+ to buy a massive UCS set. So that's one thing that's going to deter a lot of people from the 18+ sets. And then another one is just, it's a busy period of life. I know college and, girlfriends, boyfriends, all that stuff, immediately your time's gone. You don't have time to build stuff. One thought I want to add to that conversation is there's a big difference between a mock builder and a Lego enjoyer.
Yeah.
We're all like mock builders to a certain extent. We all build our own things off of instructions. And there's a big difference between somebody who does that and somebody who just buys Lego sets and enjoys building them and playing with them. So I think the potential to have a dark age is much greater if you only build sets, like way more. If you've built your own stuff off the grid without instructions, you are way more likely to stick with it longer. Even if you're busy, you'll still like Lego. You still buy a few pieces or a set every now and then just to kind of keep adding to your collection. So that's my thoughts. And then one thing is our age group, we're talking about the 18+, the 20-year-olds. When I see them at the store, they're not looking at the big sets behind me that are hundreds of dollars. They're looking for the Bionicles. They're looking for the Power Miners. They're looking for the stuff that they saw as a kid, or like the old Star Wars, which are also very expensive. But and so they're looking for nostalgia. And they're nostalgia like the early 2000s and 90s and stuff. So it's they're buying back those things which aren't terribly expensive, but it's just maybe harder to find, or they're trying to relive their childhood a little bit.
Jack Stone's not very expensive.
Exactly, stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's not desirable.
So
wait. So I find the interesting portion of that comment was the nostalgia and getting you back into it. Because even when I came out of my dark age, it was Benny's Spaceship that brought me out of my dark age, because it was a link to my childhood. Ow. Italian plumber, new bricks, sharp. But yeah, so the Benny Spaceship was a link back to my childhood. And so, I mean, and literally like the first major thing I started doing after my dark age was I started going back and collecting all the classic space sets. That was, and then I started collecting an inventory to start building mocks because of my peers. So I can see that that's exactly what the nostalgia portion is to go back and get the sets that they couldn't afford when they were a kid.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris, now you can go.
Well, and I'll say that for me, I kept into Lego and I would buy sets occasionally and build my collection. But then when there's all of a sudden there's a little pocket of money, I'm not really going out to buy the new sets, although new sets for me were Town Junior and stuff at that time. But going on eBay and finding the Galaxy Explorer back in the mid 90s or whatever was like, whoa, I can still get this. And kind of fulfilling those dreams of going to the toy store and mom saying no, and I'm like, okay, I'll get that one day, and being able to get that and everything. And then those on display. But then it's the creative thing, because I like to be a creator as a kid. Now I have the bricks to create those things now. And so that's the drive to continue the madness going on. So yeah, I mean, and it is a matter of disposable income. Let's just say that,
So
it really is.
So then how do you bridge that gap? Because, there's people who you're building the sets and then you want to create your own thing. But then, I feel like a lot of people who are younger just want to build a set. So how can we combine those two things to keep, I guess Lego needs to come up with an idea to keep the people buying the new sets, but then also creating their own things at the same time. Right. Because I think because Dana just said that, and Chris just said that as well, and that's the balance.
Lug challenges.
Yeah, but the
That does
problem
get
that I've
people
been
building
seeing on
things, yeah.
TikTok is like these kids, they don't want to mash together their new sets, which was a common thing in our house. Like, my brother got the AT whatever the AT whatever in early 2000s and mashed it together after the first day and built something by himself after he built it, right? So like, why is that not a thing now?
We've talked about that, I mean, throughout different conversations, and the fact that the changing of sets, I mean, you'll hear a non-AFOL who was a K-FOL say, oh, now I got all these specialized parts. I liked it better when it was just a box of bricks, and because it does harker back to that time when sets were not designed to specifically fit a specific thing. Castles, maybe. Well, ships, pirates, maybe. But spaceships, it was all hypothetical stuff that you could look at and play with, but you're like, oh, I think I want to tear this apart and build something new. Today, it's a ship.
Hey, Dana,
it comes from a movie.
What about the instructions that had alternative builds?
Correct. That also was a big deal for us as kids, because it forced our brains. And granted, the instructions in general, you had a 90-piece set that was a front and back piece of paper, and you had to figure it out.
Well,
my favorite Big Fair event experience will always be watching Jake put the Starhawk 2 together and just watching his brain explode, because the instructions were not one step per part. And then, the alt builds, exactly, we were forced to try and create those things. They didn't tell us how to do it. And now today, the instructions, it's all spoon-fed. It doesn't give the initiative to be creative.
When did they lose that though? Because like, even in the Harry Potter sets, I think up until the mid 2000s, they were giving alternative builds for the castles and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But then after
Exoforce had that too.
Yeah.
Right, and then all of a sudden it's not there. So like, why did that change? Because now, like I keep saying, now that what I've been seeing in the newer Lego generation community is that like these kids build the sets, they stay on the shelf, and that's
I would say it was Star Wars.
That's it.
If I had to guess, I would say it was Star Wars that probably started it. Maybe there are a few sets in the original line that may have showed you alternate builds.
Because they're too afraid to take it apart, because they see that, the old Republic gunship from 2008 is now worth $700. So they're like, oh, like if I keep it all together, then one day it'll be worth that much, right?
That's one portion of it, because that's exactly why, I saw Matthew cringing when Caleb said that he'll take a set after 6 months and it's in his inventory, because what if you want to flip that? What if you want to resell that? That's a 30, 40 something thinking about my retirement fund mentality. But
the other thing though about
wait, the reason that Star Wars, I think, would be the reason why alternate builds on the boxes and alternate builds and instructions wouldn't happen is going to be like a Lucas thing, because hey, We are giving you the rights to license a product from our world. Don't encourage people to build something different than that. That's my thought. That's my thought.
So
So
I want to
you're
come back to
blaming
the
it on Lucas. That is awesome. We got there. We either
I'm
blame it
out-
on
I'm out
Lucas
for
or
the
they're all
Lucas.
Nazis. That's the two arguments that's going to come up on the internet.
I'm
Good
all
job.
out for the Lucas discussion. I gotta go put my munchkin to bed.
So
It was nice seeing you all today.
See Meredith.
I want
Hey,
to
Mayor.
point to Mr. Will here for a second, which is that I know he's a parts hound like me, and so
Oh yeah.
if you're a certain generation, I mean, Chris has talked about buying sets on clearance to get parts, right? That was the primary mechanism to get
regular just to get parts, man.
Yeah, and with bricks and pieces, you don't have to buy sets to get parts. It may be the most cost-effective way to do it, but in reality, I buy sets mostly to display and keep. I will like I bought the Beatles just because I wanted all the 1x1 round parts, and Mark's showing off parts that he wants, but you really have a choice. So you don't have to buy a set for parts if you really want the parts. If you're a member of a lug, you can do lug bulk. You can do bricks and pieces. You can go to your store and try to get stuff off the wall. So I think in some ways the pressure or buying sets just to get working material is probably diminished compared to when I was a kid.
Also, I want to say with Lego having such a huge color palette, like variety, like that's another reason why I don't like the creator castle set, because like I want my castle to be like gray. I don't need it to be like 50 different colors, because when I was like 10, that's cool, but I like having my castle like consistent. That's why I like the Lord of the Rings sets. I'm not a huge fan of the Harry Potter castles because they're like tan, and if I'm making a castle, I don't want my castle to be made of sandstone. Like,
You've never been to the Middle East, have you?
No, I have not.
Just saying.
I like my castles to be gray.
And there are certain people who want their moons to be gray too, so it's understandable. It's understandable.
Although some of us like our castles to be dark blue and maybe
Hint
the
of
color
neon
from Ice
orange.
Planet and
Yeah.
the-
Just saying.
and silvery.
That's not
and-
castle. That's just Ice Planet gone really downhill.
I love it that all three of the young ones cannot stand the Nexa Knights, man. But
I love
heard
them for
you
parts.
talking lovingly. I heard you boys talking lovingly about the Skittle Knights, which were years before, and I cannot believe you like the Skittle Knights because I couldn't stand that line.
What's the
Knights
Skittle
What
Knights?
colors are their castles? Oh yeah, their castles were gray. That's the
with blue
difference.
top. Yes, but the castle guy was like lavender purple. I mean, I've never seen a knight that was
It was
lavender.
dark purple, actually, but yeah.
Dark purple. Yeah, excuse you.
Okay, that makes a big difference.
That was my first childhood theme, right? 2004. So I will always love, the Jelly Bean Knights.
What is that? What is the Skittle Knights? Are you
Oh,
talking
it's,
about the ones
Knights
that came in the
Kingdom
little
2.
circle pods?
And it's
No.
Knights Kingdom 2.
Knights Kingdom 2 and all the knights were they were going to that Bionicle color thing with all their knights, and so there was a light blue one and a light green one and a purple one and a red one, and I don't remember what colors and everything, but
And Vladak, the bad guy, was black and dark red. So awesome. Such a good name for a villain.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. But then did
It
y'all
could
like
be
the
Jestro or it
construction?
could be Vladak,
Oh yeah, did y'all like the big buildable construction versions of the
I
characters?
still have them all. I don't think I like them anymore, but as a kid,
Fun
they
fact,
were the bee's knees.
You can take them apart and use those gears and other things.
Yeah. Now they were buildable. Now, do you still have them in the Krylon can that they came in, or did you throw
No,
that
because
out?
my dad
Those
threw
bitten
all those
dust.
away. And now all those Bionicle canisters we threw away are worth like $15 a piece.
Oh,
And we had
yeah,
like
they are.
200 of those.
Really?
So
Yeah,
it's
they're worth that
crazy.
much. My brother sold. My cousin decided that he was done with his Lego and whatever. He had like falling water architecture sets and like all that jazz. But he had the Bionicles and all the canisters with the Bionicles in it. And my brother sold an entire lot for like $400. And it was like
That's
maybe
really
like 10 or
cheap,
15.
actually.
I don't know, but I thought it was banger because he got them basically for free, and then he was like, "Yeah."
Ogle was the best.
All right, so educate me, Ogle. Don't know.
Okay. I'll pick that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ogle was the arch villain of the Alpha Team set line, which had 3 different waves. And he is, according to Lego Comics, the descendant of Vladek, which is very interesting. It's a very similar face.
Right.
Yeah. So and Ogle is the opposite of Lego. He's a bad guy. He's always trying to end the world. Basically a James Bond villain. So, yeah.
You know what? I didn't even think of the fact that his name backwards was Lego. That's freaking hysterical.
Dude, I still remember though, you could get him in like the $5 set, and it was this weird hyper sled with a trans red dish on the back with a propeller or something like that. But the original Alpha Team and those sets were really, really cool. I like that run.
And you know what? It makes me laugh because Lego likes to do things backwards, because I believe that Clay Morrington from Nexonites, his hometown was Dunlib, which is billing backwards.
Yeah. And also in an episode of Nexonites, the cartoon, they end up going to the Yellow Castle, and there's the original Yellow Castle is there.
These guys know way too much. Yikes.
Oh no!
Someone's researched their Nexonites.
Did we not talk about the fact that there was an entire episode that was devoted to the Big Lebowski?
Come on, guys. Come on.
So you're saying
some
that
of us have children who really enjoyed Nexonites, like,
or just we like animation.
I did.
That's great.
That's great. It just causes. I love the twitching. There's actual literal twitching in his eye. That's great. All right. So just quickly back to our topic. Then we're going to go to our old gray set of the week. I don't know. I'm not sure if everybody got. Mark, what would if Lego came up with let's just say a licensed theme 18 plus aimed at you, what would it possibly be? And I'm gonna add all four of y'all at the bottom there. I want Maddie, you included.
I like a lot of older themes, not necessarily like up to date stuff like Game of Thrones. So I would be like Terminator, Back to the Future, Alien, something cool like that. I mean, like they did a Jurassic Park, one original Jurassic Park set, and I really like that. So it's like stuff like that I would buy. I think even anyone who enjoys classic movies would buy. I think they could cover a lot of stuff. It's a little bit edgy. Some of those aren't really child friendly, so I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, and let me say, when we were talking about the sets that were reaches, Barracuda Bay, was that a hit for you guys? You didn't like that very much, or you're good?
I like it, but I haven't gotten it yet.
I think it was sweet.
Blacksmith Shop, the new Blacksmith Shop, that hit you guys in your yeah.
I mean mine's
it's only one
right over there, so
yeah. Okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
I don't know.
I want to know what kind of play features would the alien sets have? With the chest burster?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Anyway,
The little thing that comes out from inside the mouth.
All right, little squishy eggs that pop out a little thing. All right, Will, what one license theme that would hit your hot button is 18 plus?
If we licensed Lord of the Rings as like 18 plus and had like, a $500 Helm's Deep, I would buy that instantly, 100%. Like any Lord of the Rings set that's big like that, like the Shire even, like that'd be sick. We've had the license. And if we had an Office set, I'd buy the Office set right away. But no, we'd rather do other shows. But
all it needs is a bowl of the big pot of chili, and I would be in on that.
You could get like a UCS Tom Bombadil.
Hey, keep that. This is a family show. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyways,
that's deep in the lore, man.
All English teachers add all like that whole section into the test for the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, because all the kids who just watch the movies fail.
Gotcha. All right, Caleb, what would be a license? I think you already answered a little bit, but go ahead and just remind us.
I think Will hit it on the head. Lord of the Rings would be my dream theme to have return. Because I'm on the grind of trying to get some of those figures back, which it hurts when they're $60 a piece. But that's the dream.
I was a Lego store employee and I bought the whole series, every set. It was awesome. You can come over to my house and we'll build. Come on.
That would be awesome. I just want to look at Grima Wormtongue. That's all I need. Just
Well, anyway, I got to answer Brown's question real quick. they have to now have them read Lord of the Rings because they stopped allowing them to read Catcher in the Rye, Fort 51, Slaughterhouse 5, To Kill a Mockingbird, because all those books are now banned. So now they can at least read The Lord of the Rings. So back to that.
Well, and The Lord of the Rings was written by a professor who, was at Oxford.
Yeah, he actually helped with the dictionary because someone told him that the plural of dwarf was not dwarves, and he's like, I wrote the English dictionary. It's dwarves.
All right, Maddie, we're gonna let you throw in on that as the elder statesman of the youngsters today. So,
well, I would, if there's one thing they think that Lego kind of missed out on, but it's not very popular anymore, but I would have loved to have seen it because it covers a lot of different, whatever. It would have been the X-Files, guys. Like, you got alien things, you got spaceships, you got office scene, you got, all of that jazz. And
so you want those kids to have Tumor Man as a minifig?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Fluke Man,
Cancer Man,
Fluke Man, Fluke Man.
Oh man, there's so
It's
many
close enough to Fluke Man, but it's not there.
That's so good. That show was so awesome. I even made a little mock of Mulder and Scully's basement office. I love it. Anyways, that's it.
Fluke Man.
What? Where did you get that from? I love that.
It's made by Citizen Brick, and it's not cheap, but I had.
There is nothing
sealed.
Holy crap.
They are not a sponsor, by the way.
So let me ask. Meredith is left, so I'm going to ask the Meredith question for her. She would love to see them go back and redo things like Last Airbender. Does that hit you guys?
Would you 100%.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What about anime in
that was a
general?
good one. Good point.
Would you like to see some anime-based sets in general?
I totally would, but we'd have to style them more like they couldn't be like the X-Force eyes because those just look wrong, right? They're fun, but they're kind of dumb. But if Lego did Gundam, yeah. But if Lego did Gundam kind of thing, who wouldn't get that? It'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z. There's so many people who like that show, and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, knowing Lego, they would pick an anime that was seasonal, and then take 2 years to design it, and then it would be way, way, way out of the the realm of popular.
Or
But,
it would be really cool to see, in the movies, right? Totoro set would be really cute.
Totoro, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's fine.
Spirited Away, that would be really cute too. The hotel.
And maybe with the new Asian market influence, we will start to see something like that.
Maybe.
But I'm down 100%.
Do you think a lot of this is what is Lego wants to see nostalgia build is because they're our age making those decisions on what is nostalgic versus, there's not enough years on that property to make it, popular or whatever. They don't see it as popular because they see it from my viewpoint because I don't know what the heck y'all are talking about. But anyway, do you think that's a Lego problem?
Actually, I think you're tapped into something because we see in a lot of collectible minifigures, we've been getting tons of nods to classic lines, not just space, but pirate, castle, anything else. We're seeing little nods to that coming from the collectible minifigures, and that's definitely nods from the designers themselves, not necessarily corporate saying, "Oh, we want to add this in there, do this." No, some designers I love this, or my wife loved this, or my buddy loved this. I'm gonna throw this in there because it's nostalgia and it's cool. So that being said, if we start getting more Asian designers working for Lego, Viking soon, we start getting more Asian designers working for Lego, we might start to see some nostalgia from 80s, 90s anime and manga making their appearance in Lego sets.
We're starting to see Bionicle references in everything. Of current sets, there's the Chamber of Secrets Harry Potter set. On the tower, it's Tahoe's mask, and then the Ninjago Hydro Bounty. There's a sticker that has the numbers to the Bionicle Toa terrain crawler, and also one of the new pullback or flywheel city things has just the Bionicle logo straight up on like the back of someone's jacket.
That's cool. Well, guess
so
what's
I think
happening
that's
to you? That you know what's happening to you? What happened to us? They don't want to put SpaceX out. They'll just put a little drop of space on a figure. We're like, oh, space, and then they never do anything about it.
Ninjago City had, or was it Ninjago City, Ninjago Docks, or Gardens? One of those sets has a huge freaking movie poster that's basically Space Police 3.
Yep.
So.
Hey, they also have a minifig torso that says Galador on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good time.
That's good.
I'll keep my cursed Lego themes to myself, though.
No, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. Hey, guess what time it is, everybody? It is time. Here we go. Are you ready for it?
I am. Here we go. All Great Brick set of the week. Wait, what?
Week.
No, it's All Great Bricks CMF of the week.
Oh, there we go.
Week.
That's right, kids. For the month of October for Halloween, we are doing CMFs of the week. Now, granted, there may be a slight space nod towards these. I can't guarantee or promise or not. But this week's All Great Brick CMF of the week is 71018 number -11 Retro Spaceman, or as those of us in the know like to call him, Flash Gordon. Because let's be serious.
Gordon.
He's the savior of every one of us. Anyway, I'm horrible with lyrics. But let's just talk about the details about our old Retro Spaceman here. He was in Collectible Minifigure Series number 17 that came out in 2017. I thought that was actually cool that Series 17 came out in 2017. That was kind of neat. Only the whole 6 pieces in this, which is basically the minifigure and his gun and his cape. You got basically one minifigure following along nice. Retail price of $3.99. I know I said last week that I would love to go back to $2.99. I'd still be happy for us to go back to $3.99.
Right.
That extra dollar just kills me. Used price, you can still basically get it for $4. And if you can find one sealed in a bag, it'll probably run you $4.50. So it's not been very long for this figure to have increased in value too much. But I gotta say though, I love this figure. We got the new gun, the new molded gun that came in this. His helmet was the new mold. The minifigure printing on this is top notch. He not only has a torso that's printed, of course, but his legs are printed and dual molded. His waist is printed. His arms are printed. His helmet is dual molded. Everything about this figure is just awesome. The fact that then we also had the Ming the Merciless figure in the prior series, and then late last year we got the Flamingo Dancer that I'll just call her Dale Arden. Fight me on it, dare you. So that is our old Gray Briggs minifigure. So after minifigure of the week, Retro Spaceman. Thoughts, feelings, comments? Go ahead.
So much.
It's sand green, so it's good.
It is sand green, so it's good.
$3.99. Do you guys want to hear something nuts? Not to like switch topics. I found the Marvel figures at Walgreens for $3.99.
That's a Walgreens thing then.
Wow.
No, because I went to a different Walgreens and they were still the $4.99.
So then it was that Walgreens. Did you go back and buy them all?
Walgreens, I swiped all the ones that they had, which was only 5. And then I sold them all except for one. Because I was only looking for this one.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Boone and then built a nice layout with those retro space guys, and then at a convention, then had more guys. They built more onto it with a train monorail-y thing and rocket and everything. That's one of his favorite figures, I believe.
That is one of his, and I think that's also what prompted him to build those his brick-built ray guns, which are freaking awesome.
Yeah, those are cool.
What was the helmet? Did it have horns on it?
It's got little antennas on the side, and then the fin, very a la the Rocketeer type fin.
I'll see if I can find him. He's somewhere. Give me a sec. Might take me a
Or
minute.
you could just reshare my screen again, Chris, because he's still sitting there.
Why
Yeah, but you can't see it 360. One sec.
Well, that's true. You can't. I would have to go downstairs to get him again. But yeah, you can see you got the fin on the top.
Didn't like increase.
It's
like
been
some of
too
the other
soon.
ones.
It's been too
He's
soon.
not an army builder.
Yeah, it's not an army builder.
Because only Dana and I love that figure.
I have taken that figure apart and used the pieces for other minifigures. It's just a great figure for pieces. It's awesome.
Oh,
You
look,
should really
there's
go buy
one.
20 of them while they're $4. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's. I like the yellow cape. I think I would
Yeah.
buy that fig for the cape.
Stop focusing, but yeah, super cool guy.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's bright light orange. For
Yes.
as far as the color goes, it's
Chima yellow. I call it.
I thought it was yellow.
Chima yellow, Friends yellow, however you want. Well, I don't know, bright
Wally
light might be
yellow.
Friends yellow.
Wally.
Yeah.
I mean, like the goldenrod color. Like this is the goldenrod, and this
Bright
is the
light
yellow.
nougat.
Golden.
Bright light
Every time someone says goldenrod, I remember the episode of The Simpsons where Lisa goes, "I want 5 on canary, 5 on water." He goes, "All right, 20 yellow." And it's my favorites.
All
He's
I
totally
know
not
is the
out of
X-rated
focus.
Star Wars card.
He's totally not out of focus, but and he didn't steal a gun from another one of them. But yeah, so he's got the little headphone kind of thingies.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all the cool kids call this Keat Orange because it's first on Kitangu in Bionicle, but you know, whatever.
Right.
Definition of cool kids might be up for debate.
All right, that's awesome. Any final thoughts from our Caleb? Thank you for being here. You're always invited to come back, and you'll be in the email spam I send at least once a week. But you can just shunt me to a sidebar. But you're always welcome to join us and everything. Any final thoughts for the evening on 18 plus and everything? Is there last question to our panelists? What 18 plus set is out right now that you don't have that you want?
The
I said
Coliseum.
this before, but Blacksmith.
Blacksmith.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Coliseum's cool, but it's also so damn big. I mean, who doesn't want the Falcon? But also, who wants to find space for the Falcon? So like, that's a bit of, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a function.
Multiple screen.
Crashed into the building. The thing about that's an aspect we actually didn't talk about. People who are 18 to 25 are still a little more mobile when it comes to where they live and all that kind of stuff. And Caleb, even you have said your Lego is not with you for the most part. So who wants to lug a $700 Lego set that they don't want to take apart and find a spot for it in their little apartment?
Well, that's how I scored that UCS Hogwarts set. Was that it was a college kid who bought the set, only built half of it because that was all the space that she had in her dorm, and the rest of it was sealed. And then she sold it for $200 because she was moving and she couldn't take it. It was so big.
Dang.
So like,
There you go.
That is a sad story for that person.
It was an awesome score for me, though. It was really
Yeah, and that's all that matters.
All right, Mark. What 18 plus set are you jonesing for that you don't have?
Coliseum, I think, is one I would pick. Yeah, but we need more like the Blacksmith Shop. It was just one amazing step in the right direction, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go this way." So yeah, never. I dealt with another concept for years just because. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, and of course, most of us here want a space set with that kind of love and retro everything. We would love that because we need this in our life. All right, the rest of Sandlin, what's the 18 plus that you want?
I didn't know I was going to be put on the spot like this.
Sure, why not?
He's going through the whole panel.
I didn't have one in my. Ask somebody else. I'm gonna have to think about it.
Next, Dana, what do you want?
As sad as this sounds, I think the 18 plus set that I would get that I don't have plans, but might, who knows?
Well, you're
I like the Titanic set. I gotta say, it looks kind of neat. I don't know where I would put it. I don't know where I would display it.
Oh no!
I don't know. I know we got watching Titanic because it's on Netflix now. I don't know. You get added back in the inventory on Netflix. So we were actually watching it last night for background noise or whatever, and I was like, doggone it! I'd probably buy that set.
I mean, you could break it in half and then stick one like here and then another one like that somewhere else. So,
there's
like-
many things. I don't know. And I mean, truthfully, from all the reviews I've been hearing about it, I mean, it's got some really cool build techniques that would be kind of cool to do and to build it. So I don't know. Is it worth the $350 for me to buy? No, I'll probably hold out for that. You know, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'm going to go crazy Star Wars money and get that new AT-AT that's coming out at the end of the year. But that's, you know, that's because I'm crazy Star Wars money.
All right, Maddie.
It would be the Coliseum because my cat deserves the most expensive cat bed. It really is. It's a giant cat bed.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfect for him.
It is.
And so then he could just sleep there, be in the corner, and like, yeah. Speaking of cat, I don't know where he is. You haven't seen him today. He's been quiet.
There's been zero cat butt.
No
Oh, there
cat
it is.
Yeah. He's
All right.
Answer now.
Okay.
I thought about for half a second. I do really like the Porsche. I think it's a really nice looking.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's a really good looking set.
the white one.
Yeah.
Except for I would want to recolor it red, but that's just me.
That's true. I actually think I would like the Porsche was one, but the VW van, I think that would be fun to build. I'd say that would.
It's a good build.
Yes, it is. I'm not a car guy, but I consider the VW one of my top 10 Lego builds of all time, just in terms of fun. It's
Cool.
a great build.
All right. I think we got everybody. Thank y'all. We are over time just a little bit right now. Matt, did you not go?
You
No.
totally skipped over Matt. But then again, he
Oh,
has all
sorry,
the
I'm
18
sorry.
plus sets that he wants.
So,
You,
like
you
Dana,
just said
I
the VW van.
That's right. You answered.
own that one.
Nobody has that.
I have that one, and I
All right.
have the Death Star, and I have the Star Destroyer.
And a
Anyways, like Dana, I have no children, so because I'm 50, I pretty much buy anything that I want that's in. But I'm going to get.
Hey! I'm getting called out here.
Well, I'm just saying we have a similarity.
Okay.
I mean, you have 4 more cats than I do, so there's a
I
lot.
do
of
have you right.
But I'm definitely planning to get the Republic gun shed, and
What?
the Coliseum, but it's still in the box. But it's gonna go to the office, and the things at the office are icebreakers with students. So if I were to do the Titanic, it would be for the office because students would walk in and go, "Oh, that's really big," and it'll be, there you go. You got them talking. So,
It's not
can I
really-
write it off on my taxes as a teacher expense? Sadly, no. But
UCS skulls. That's it.
Hey,
Matt.
that was a good set.
Yeah, we need to Star Justice Space Skulls the return. That would be amazing. All right. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for our young guests keeping us feeling even older than we are. And Caleb and Mark, we all enjoyed you extremely. We were pulling for all of y'all on the show. You guys were amazing.
Caleb, you guys got
Represented
robbed on second place, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah. That was
Just
that was
saying.
robbed. We robbed.
Just
We
saying.
everybody here said so. But amazing. You guys also represented the hobby very well to folks who may or may not understand it, and that is appreciated because it makes us feel a little less awkward. Not a lot, but a little less awkward because the hobby X is a little more accepted. Thank y'all for being here. Love your neighbor. Be awesome. Build awesome. Y'all have a great night. Goodbye, everybody. See ya.
See ya.